Let's get into it, baby.
Ah yeah, it's time to travel and bang, baby.
This is Travel Bang. I am the one and only Marky Bravo the Mulatto. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Here to talk about the dark arts of seduction and the nuance of game. I'm glad you came. Before we get into it, I want to hit on one of the most relevant things. Whatever I say or whatever anyone else says, one of the key points, the spinal column, the foundation of seduction that arouses the senses of a woman is always going to be catering to her instincts of procreation. Okay? Do you look good naked? That's what you need to just ask yourself. Do you feel you look good naked? Do you? If you don't and you think you could need some work, we're going to make it real simple. You're going to go to aonutrition.shop. That's www.aonutrition.shop. You're going to take this code, no shipping and handling when you use it, and you're going to order some products. If you listen to the gentleman who owns that company and you use the products as directed, eating clean and hydrate properly, within 2 to 3 months, you could have that body that women 100% will cream and wet dream for on any given Sunday or Saturday night. Okay? So check out aonutrition.shop. Code is, remember, Travel Bang 10. No shipping and handling. Check it out. Okay, so I want to hit on this keynote in this video. Okay, the keynote is, we know the year is 2023 is coming really fast. It's coming in like a tornado. It's going to rock you like a hurricane. The majority of people who are going to do New Year's resolutions, they're all going to fail at it. About 90% are full of it. It's why after the new year hits, you go to the gym and there's usually packed. It's just like balls to the wall, nut to butt. You know what I mean? Tits to Ritz, packed in the gym. And then give it to the third or fourth month, and you barely see any of those men or women in the gym. Okay? What I'm saying is, it's very important to let's program it in our skull right now. Right now, we're going to start now all the way to Christmas and as New Year's hits. And if you're watching this after Christmas, after New Year's, watch this again. Okay? So 2023, a lot of other dating coaches and gurus will tell you, do this, do that, do this, do that. You need this. No, you don't need that. Oh, don't listen to him. Listen to this, listen to that. Read the red pill book. No, read my book, How to Get Laid 25 Times a Month. No, this is what we need to focus on right now, okay? Because clarity is needed. Because if you don't, you're going to have paralysis from overanalysis, okay? So I want every man to ask himself, where are you exactly on your agenda, on your schedule in life? You know, a lot of men want a full-time relationship. They want a girlfriend, full-time, beautiful, passionate relationship, but yet they don't have the time for it. They don't have the time for it. They're too busy. You know what I mean? Might be working at the same time, then having to study, do college courses, or you're just working. You're just grinding. You're on the grind. 8 hours, 12 hours, whatever. You may have one job, you may have two jobs. You're just caught up and you don't have a lot of time. You get off of work and you're doing jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu classes, or you're doing merengue, salsa, bachata. You're doing stuff, you're busy, okay? So don't fool yourself. If you're a very busy person, you just don't have time because you're on the grind, you know what I mean? Or even if you're stuck on the hamster wheel of life, don't go thinking you have time for a full-fledged relationship, okay? So when you understand where you're at, you have time for that, or do you have time more for a cuddy buddy, a friends with benefits? A friends with benefits situation is somebody you would just ordinarily see once a week, probably on the weekend, once a week. or once every 2 weeks. That's a friends with benefits. It's a friends with benefits because you just don't see the person enough to be calling them your girlfriend. And she doesn't see you enough to call you her boyfriend. You understand? So when we go into 2023, you have to understand that. Where am I? What do I have time for? What do I have the energy, emotionally, availability? Are you emotionally available to engage in a deep, throttled, balls deep relationship with a woman? If you're not, be honest with yourself. Gentlemen, there's women the same way. You just have to find them. There's very attractive women who just don't have time for a full-fledged, deeply emotional relationship. Full-time relationship. They're looking for a part-time thing. Okay? They're looking for that. And then there's also women who are looking for full-time. They want someone they can see all the time. Okay? But know thyself. Know thyself. The old ancient Greek proverb. Know thyself. Just as the oracle from Delphi had preached amongst the followers and the worshipers that come in. Know thyself. So when you know where you're at, you know what's acceptable, what you can bring into your life. Because as Rumi, the ancient mystic Rumi said, what you are seeking is seeking you as well. Okay? Don't listen to all the hype. When you go onto these dating apps and you scroll through, you see a lot of women say, I'm not here for hookup. I'm not here for hookup. These people are confused. These type of women are juvenile, they're immature, they're confused. Every relationship begins off as a hookup, unless you're in a culture that introduces you to a relationship as an arranged marriage, or we'd call that an arranged relationship. You meet somebody the first time, they meet you, and they're like, okay, I'm sold. And the woman's like, you're my boyfriend now. You didn't even get to know her. She didn't even get to know you. You got to hook up. You got to hook up a couple times to know if you're compatible, you're on the same sheet of music, you're correlating with the same rhythms and vibes, energy, frequency, and vibration. Okay, so don't get fooled with this a lot of pushback, anti-hookup culture. They push back on the hookup culture. By the way, there was never a hookup culture. If there was a hookup culture, gentlemen, women, if there was one, you could go to a dating app right frickin' now and find somebody acceptable, fit, fun, friendly, cooperative, submissive, and ready to go. You find them like that. Can you? No. No, the answer is no. 90% of men cannot do that. So guess what? The hookup culture doesn't exist, because if it did, any good-looking, halfway decent man could go to a dating app and get hooked up. You know what I mean? Within 24 hours, jump in the bedroom with some random good-looking girl. It's just not happening. That's why you have this whole MGTOW movement explosion. Men going their own way. You know, the extreme MGTOW, not the normal MGTOW, the extreme one, where men are so incel, so involuntary celibate, so sexually frustrated that they don't want anything to do. They're just jaded. They don't want anything to do with women. They don't want anything to do with relationships because they believe it's all evil. Women are bad. They're just users and abusers. There's a large portion of the population worldwide. There's men like this. You have to understand this is real. The reason why it's real is because there is no hookup culture. It is all fabricated lie. The hookup culture only applies to men who have game. Those are the men who engage in the so-called hookup culture. But it isn't a large movement where any person, any man can engage with any woman. It doesn't exist. Sport effing, I don't want to say the word because I'm censoring myself. Sport effing on a large scale, it's a lie. It's not as you think it is. This is why it's very, very incredibly important, like I said, that you understand who you are, what your itinerary, your schedule is like, what are your goals. Don't listen to those guys who tell you the money in your bank account doesn't matter. You just need sex appeal and, game, and that's it. No. You have to become the whole enchilada, okay? Then done data, okay? You got to strive to be the best version of yourself. So You want to touch upon all those elements. Because when Kevin Samuels was alive, remember? Kevin came down on women hard. Especially, you know what I mean? The overweight chubby chubs, okay? We'll call them that, the overweight chubby chubs and some of the hood rat types. He came down on them hard because they expected to be with a high value man, okay? We'll just say for 2023 to be decent on the high value man, okay? We'll say 100,000 or up after taxes, 100,000 or up after taxes. So women want that type of high value man. You know what I mean? Anything below that, a lot of these women, chubby chubs and hood rats were pushing back like, ugh, I don't want that. And Kevin Samuels, remember, he was telling them, hey, have you looked in the mirror lately? You're basic at, you know, you're average at best. You know what I mean? But we can come down on women, gentlemen, all we want. But our duty, our job is to take care of what we have. As I said, when I bring up aonutrition.shop, that's not just to sell you some random products. That's to get your body in shape, in order, suitable. Yes, I know there's overweight guys back in the day, Notorious B.I.G., Barry White, you know, people like that. Pete Davidson's weird, goofy looking, strange, you know, skinny fat looking self. You understand? But these people are celebrities. You have to understand, these people were or are, if it's present tense for the ones that are still alive, are celebrities. They're going to get away. They're going to, you know, apply this weird status, this fame is going to apply to the woman's hypergamy in a different way. So when you get to that level, that status of celebrityism, then you can do whatever you want. Then you can get fat. You can look crazy. You know what I mean? And I guess women will look past it. You know what I mean? That's a given. We all know that. But till then, take care of your body. Take care of your health. That's number one. We talked about, like I said, making sure your teeth is right. Take care of your hygiene. Then we get back to the game. The game is to be sold, not told. But at the same time, we are telling it. Telling it like it is. To understand, the number one thing we always talked about is frame control. It's like a movie. Are you stepping into her movie or is she stepping into your movie? You know what I mean? That's frame control. To control the frame, so she's stepping into your movie, your frame. You know, she's seeing kind of like what you want her to see. And not going in there like some sloppy slop dude, just sounding goofy, sounding stupid, creepy, dumb. Your jokes don't make sense. Not being socially calibrated. Saying things at the wrong time when you don't need to be saying them. This is the art of seduction, right? The art of seduction. It's an art form. It isn't the science of seduction. They don't call it the science of seduction, okay? So art is more on a level of emotional calibration. It's an energy game, energy dispersal. You know what I'm saying? If it was science, it'd be all logic. You would just read about it and go, okay, I'm going to do the science of game. It doesn't work that way. It's an art form. It's an emotional endeavor. You know what I mean? It's definitely frequency, energy, and vibration. You notice the guys who are really good at it, right? They're really good at controlling energy, frequency, and vibration. The way they talk, their speech patterns, the way they look, the woman deep in her eyes when they, you know what I'm saying? They have that piercing, passionate eroticism, just pulsating, just through their eyes, the way they talk. We already talked about, do you want to be the guy who gets played as a simp, who's the dancing funny monkey man, or do you want to tell the woman straight up, remember we discussed your endeavors of, I have no want or desire to be another platonic guy friend of yours. My true, you know, mission statement with you would be share intimacy. I don't want to say it like that, but you understand, being a direct mode one type of guy, okay? So all that coming together, you take a little bit of this, take a little bit of that. It's like a gumbo, and you mix it up and you apply it to yourself, because not one shoe doesn't fit all. And that's why we talked about my book, Razor Blade Romance, to go ahead and read some chapters of that. Go ahead and read some chapters of other people's book. Apply, mix it up. It becomes a mutated game involvement, like a psychological hard drive within your computer, and the program starts running automatically. But it does come through a level of failure. It comes through being rejected. We talked about like a martial art, getting punched and kicked in the face over and over again when you're sparring, and how it hurts in the beginning, you cry, but then as time goes by, you get used to being punched and kicked in the face, i.e. you get used to being rejected and insulted and having women put you down. You get used to it. It's like, oh well, you know what I mean? You get used to the shit test. Women not texting you right back, women not taking 24, 72 hours. I had this one woman, she took 2 weeks before she texted me back, before she claimed she noticed she didn't write me. It didn't faze me one bit. But a lot of guys out there, it will faze. They'll get butthurt. It'd be upsetting. But you got to go through the process. You got to go through it so you get thick skin. So you get used to the way things are out here. The stratosphere out here, the dating game is brutal. The internet has changed everything, gentlemen. It has given a woman an endless menu variety, an illusion of men she thinks she can have. How do you combat that? Cold approach pickup. Stay tuned and I'll teach you some more. This has been another one. Asombroso!